All right, welcome back to part 3 of a tutorial on making a serving tray. So first off, let's put some appearance on this, some texture. So I'm going to press letter A, right? And I'm going to get an appearance up. And what we're going to do, let's figure out what. I'm just going to put a real simple bamboo. Okay, and I'm going to pick this one. And remember, whatever I do to one, I do to the other. Notice how the texture goes up and down. That's not right, but we're going to fix that in a second. And I'm going to put this one over here. And notice it does it to the other right away. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll up here. And I can right mouse click on this and go edit. And right here, rotation, I can actually play with it. You can see what it does. It slowly moves around. So I'm going to put it to about 90 degrees. Okay. And close enough. And there we go. I got a bit better texture, looks a little nicer. Down under visual style right now, I have it with shaded with edges. Eventually visual style will just go shaded. You can see how it changes, right? But I'm going to leave the edges on right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use shaded with hidden edges. Okay. Just so I can see some stuff in a bit. All right, so now what are we going to do? We need to put a slot for the piece of plywood in these. So over on the left, I'm going to turn off an end and turn off a side, and I'm going to turn off another end, and we're just going to work on this long one first. Okay, and we're going to create a sketch. Now, notice how there's only one sketch, right? I'm going to slowly create a bunch of sketches. Sometimes it's good to name them. So if I right mouse click again, I can go to rename, right? Actually, that's a lie. I can just double click it. And basically, I'm going to call it main sketches. Okay, just so I know what they are. Okay? And in this case, I'm going to turn it or click somewhere else. I'm going to turn them off. I don't want to see it, but I'm going to create a sketch now. I created on this face. Okay. Now, where are we going to go on this? What we want to do is put what's called a rabbet along this piece of wood so that the plywood can slot into it. So I'm going to make a basic rectangle, and I'm just going to pick, it doesn't matter right now, again, size-wise, I'm just going to put it in there. I'm going to scroll in. I'm going to measure this one from here to here, and I want it to be 0.25 because the plywood's a 1/4 inch. Okay, and I'm going to put it from here to here, a 1/4 inch up, right? And I'm going to just go 1/4 for a 1/4. Okay, and now it's a 1/4 by 1/4. Our wood is 1/2 inch thick, so our plywood is going to be a 1/4 inch from the end here and a 1/4 inch from the end there. So when I do this measurement, okay, from here to here, right, I want that one to be 17.5. Okay, and finally, I got to center it. It's not centered. So again, I'm going to use a line and come along here, and eventually somewhere along here, it's going to, oh, there we go. And I'm going to put a line down. And the whole point of that line is that now when I'm dimension, I can dimension from this outside right here to that line. Okay, and I can get it centered. So half of 17.5 is going to be 8.75. Okay, and now I've got it perfectly centered on my piece. Complete the sketch, so hit finish sketch. And if I go a bit of an angle here, you can see this. I'm going to extrude, and I'm going to pick this one, pick this point here, and I got to pick way over here because there's lines involved. And I'm going to go in. So a distance of, in this case, negative 0.25. Okay, and it's a cut, right? And we just do that, and there's my first edge. And again, when I go to turn on my other long piece to view it, I move around, and look, it's already there. All right, so we'll just repeat that process with an end piece now. So there's there. I'm going to turn those two off. I'm just going to spin this around. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to hit create sketch, click on it, okay, make my rectangle. And again, doesn't really matter where I put it right now. And I dimension it, D for dimension, right? And I go that one. If it's 10, it's going to be 9.5, a 1/4 inch on each side less. Okay, the height of it is 1/4, so I'm just going to use fractions. And here, again, from this to there is 1/4, 1/4. Okay, and finally we do our line, and we come along here, we wait for our triangle to find, say, midpoint, and whoops, where'd it go? Right there. Put my line, and I can now dimension from this point here, the last outside, to the line, and I want half of Uh-oh, half of 10? Sorry, half of 10 is 5, right? That's not right. Half of 9.5, that's right, is, no, I don't want it 10. I want it from 9.5 in. So 4.5. I just messed up on my math. It's not that. It's 475. What am I talking about? 4.75. I can't do math. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our part centered nicely. Hit finish, and finally extrude it. And make sure you pick all 3 pieces. And we're going back -1/4. Okay, and there we go. And turn our pieces back on. And we now have our bit for actually doing our plywood for the bottom. All right, I'm going to stop there and basically finish off this tutorial, and we'll go on to the next one.